Good morning, sir. I'm Rahul. My registration number is 19BC1425. Today, I'll explain about support vector machine. This is our DA1. Support vector machines is one of the most popular super learning algorithms, which is used for classification as well as regression problems. However, primarily it is used for classification problems in machine learning. The goal of the support vector machine algorithm is to create the best line or decision boundary that can segregate n-dimensional space into classes so that we can easily put the new data points in the correct category in the future. This best decision boundary is called hyperline. We'll be discussing about hyperline and few other things later. SVM chooses extreme points or vectors that help in creating the hyperline. These extreme cases are called support vectors, and hence the algorithm is termed as support vector machine. Considering the below diagram in which there are two different categories that are classified using decision boundary or hyperline. Yeah, this vertical line is maximum margin hyperline, and these two lines are support vectors. These are clustered accordingly, these two. We'll be discussing about hyperline and support vector terms in algorithm. Hyperline. There can be multiple lines or decision boundaries to segregate the classes in n-dimensional space, but we need to find out the best decision boundary that helps to classify the data points. This best boundary is known as hyperline of SVM. The dimensions of the hyperline, it depends on the features present in data set, which means if there are two features, then hyperline will be a straight line. And if there are three features, then hyperline will be in two-dimensional plane. We can create a hyperline that has a maximum margin, which means the maximum distance between two data points. And now we'll be discussing about support vectors. The data points are vectors that are closest to the hyperline and which affect the position of the hyperline are termed as support vector. Since these vectors support the hyperline, and those are called the support vectors. I'll be telling about the example of SVM. It can be understood with an example that we have used it in the KNN classifier also, K nearest neighbor classifier. Suppose we see a strange cat that also has some features of dog. So if you want a model that can accurately identify whether it is a cat or dog, so such model can be created by using SVM algorithm. We will first train our model with lots of images of cats and dogs so that it can learn about different features of cats and dogs, and then we test it with the strange creation. So as support vector creates a decision boundary between these two data, that is cat and dog, and choose the extreme cases, support vector. It will see the extreme cases of cat and dog. On the basis of the support vector, it will classify it as cat. So now I'll be discussing about types of support vector machine. There are two types: linear support vector machine and non-linear support vector machine. Linear SVM is used for linearly separable data, which means if data can be classified into two classes by using single straight line. Then the data it is termed as linearly separable data, and classified is used here. So it is called a linear SVM classifier. Non-linear SVM. Non-linear SVM is used for non-linearly separated data, which means if a data set cannot be classified by using a straight line, then such data set is termed as non-linear data, and classifier also is used here. So it is non-linear SVM classifier. How does SVM work? We'll discuss about SVM working model. Linear SVM. We'll be discussing about linear SVM first. The working of the SVM algorithm can be understood by using an example. Suppose we have a data set as two tags, green and blue, and the data set has two features, x1 and x2. We want a classifier that can classify the pair x1 and x2 of coordinates in either green or blue. We'll see the following image below, green and blue. So as it is a 2D two-dimensional space, so by just using a straight line, we can easily separate these two classes. But there can be multiple lines that can separate these classes. We'll see another image, see like this. And the SVM algorithm helps to find the best line or decision boundary. This best boundary or region is called as hyperplane, as we discussed before. SVM algorithm finds the closest point of the lines from both the classes. These points are called support vectors. The distance between the vectors and the hyperplane is called margin, and the vectors and hyperplane is called margin. And the goal of the FM is to maximize this margin. The hyperplane with the maximum margin is called optimal hyperplane. Hyperplane. We'll see the following image here. This is a support vector, and this is optimal hyperline. It is maximized margin, both support vectors. Now we'll be discussing about non-linear SVM. If data is linearly arranged, then we can separate it by using a straight line. But for non-linear data, we cannot draw a single straight line. We cannot draw a single straight line, like in this figure. So to separate these data points, we need to add one more dimension. For linear data, we have used two dimensions, x and y, where y is linearly dependent and x is independent. So for non-linear data, we will add three-dimensional, another dimension, third dimension, z. It can be calculated as z is equal to x square plus y square. By adding the third dimension, the sample space will become in this image like this. Third dimension. This is the third dimension. So now SVM will divide the datasets into classes in the following way. In this way, best hyperline. Since we are in third dimension 3D space, and it is looking like a plane parallel to x-axis. If we convert it into 2D space with z is equal to 1, then it will become as this image. If z is equal to 1, x square plus y square is equal to 1. X square plus y square will be equal to 1. That is the equation of the circle. So it will become the circle here. And the radius of this circle will be 1 of non-linear data. Now we'll go to Python implementation. Yes. Now we will implement the SVM algorithm using Python. Here we'll use the data set called user data. I had taken this from Google Kaggle.com. These are the columns: user ID, gender, age, estimated salary, and purchase. These are the columns of this data, which we have used in yeah. First, we'll be doing data pre-processing step. We'll take the data, we'll import all the required files. We will read the data, which is given user data. And the next step is extracting independent and dependent variables. As x is independent and y is dependent, we'll be extracting these two variables. Here we'll be splitting the dataset into training and testing dataset. We'll split the data into two sets, training and testing, for independent and dependent variable. And then we'll be doing the feature scaling for this. So we can see here x prime and x test. We'll be doing feature scaling, and we'll get this output in the array format for x prime and y test. And this is training and testing data. This will be the output. And now we'll be doing now the training set will be fitted to the SVM classifier. To create the SVM classifier, we will import SVC class from the sklearn.smv, this one, sklearn.svm library. So this is the code for that. And in the above code, we have used the kernel is equal to linear. Here, this one. Now, as here we are creating SVM for different for linearly separable data. However, we can change it for non-linear data also. And then we fitted the classifier to the training data set X train and Y train. Here we'll be fitting here. So we got the output here. Next step is predicting the test set result. The model performance can be altered by changing the value of C, that is the value of C, that is a regularization factor, predicting the test set result. This code, I'll be explaining about this code now. Now we will predict the output for test set. For this, we will create a new vector y predict. After getting the y predict vector, we can compare the result of the y predict and y test to check the difference between actual value and predicted value. So by checking, we will get the output in array, this one. And the output is for prediction of the test. So I mentioned here predict. And then creating the confusion matrix. Now we'll see the performance of the SVM classifier, that how many incorrect predictions are there as compared to the logistic regression classifier. To create the confusion matrix, we need to import the confusion matrix function of the sklearn library. After importing the function, we will call it using a new variable called CM. This one. The function takes two parameters, mainly y true, the actual value, and y prediction, the targeted value written by the classifier. So this is the code for that. And then from this, we can see that the output, there are 66 plus 24, which is equal to 90. These are correct predictions, and 8 plus 2 is equal to 10, correct prediction. Therefore, we can say that our SVM model improved as compared to the logistic regression model. Next step will be visualizing the training set result. Now we will visualize the training set result. This is the code for that. We'll be importing. So as we can see, we'll come to this figure. As we can see, the output is appearing similar to the logistic regression output. In the output, we got the straight line as hyperline. This line as hyperline because we have used a linear kernel in the classifier. And we have discussed about that for 2D space. The hyperline in the SVM is a straight line. This is the visualizing the test set result. This is the code for that. We come to figure. We can see that SVM classifier has divided the users into two regions: purchased and not purchased. Users who purchased the SUV are in the red region with the red scatter plot. These are purchased, and the users who did not purchase the SUV are in green region. These are the data which who did not purchase the SUV. The hyperline has divided the two classifiers into a purchased and not purchased variable. So we get the predicted output using the SVM model. Yes. Thank you.